Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What is a minor, unwritten rule of society that absolutely infuriates you when people break it? Not letting people get off the elevator or train before trying to get on. Like, congrats man, now we're both stuck here because you tried to enter before there was physically space to do so. I'm convinced these people are legit dumb, like barely functioning people who basically rely on functionality of society to help them get by. The problem is that there's a tragedy of the commons effect here. If everyone waits for people to get off, and then they get on, then it's most efficient. But if one person doesn't wait, most of the outward flow still happens, and that person gets the best seat on the train. If two people go in right after each other, it's still not too much of a problem. So eventually what happens is that the good people who want to let everyone off wind up having to stand while the selfish people get to sit. That makes the good people resentful. When a group of people spread out into a straight line on the sidewalk, completely blocking the way. Or the aisle at the grocery store, I just stand there and wait for them to finally notice. No queue respect. Note, do not go to mainland China. Try to avoid going to Germany. Dude, I just got back from a trip to Beijing and it was almost laughable how much people skipped you, even mid-transaction lol. I get China, but Germany. Avoid India. Although they know how to queue, there is zero distance between people in the queue. If someone burps slightly 6 people behind you, you can still feel it in your back. Avoid India. Say less fam. Oh god, that's one of my worst nightmares. When people blast whatever video they're watching in public. Especially in public transit or an airport or some other public space that I wouldn't be if I didn't have to be there, in particular. On a street corner, I can walk down the road if it's annoying. At an airport or bus stop closed to scheduled departure time. Unforgivable. Try on an 8-hour international flight. Flight attendants pulled them up multiple times, straight back to it. People who don't flush the fucking toilets in public restrooms. Especially at your place of work. People did that and more disgusting shit at my school. It got so bad the toilets were locked for a while and you had to get explicit permission to go, and teachers had to keep up with who went to the bathrooms to find the culprits of the disgusting crimes committed in the bathrooms. It helped very little. Fucking hate people sometimes, man. Edit, glad my school wasn't the only one, dear god. At my job people actually smeared shit on the inside of the walls of the store. It was so bad the company sent out an email calling it a biological hazard to avoid the bathroom for a week. That was adults too. Speakerphone in public. Were you around when chirp was a sudden, and thankfully brief, hotness? Turned the cell phone into a walkie-talkie with all the bleeps, blips and bloops. Of course people had their speaker cranked, carrying on conversations through stores. You just unlocked a memory. I had totally forgotten about that nonsense. Never had it myself, but a good friend did and it was so intrusive. Don't wave me through the 4-way stop when you have the right of way. I don't want you to be a generous driver, I want you to be a predictable one. Yes, I hate it when people break the rules of the road thinking they are being courteous. Don't do it. I want all of us to just follow the rules, even if that means you go before me. It can put other drivers in dangerous situations. Don't be polite, be predictable. Not putting the shopping cart away after you use it. The best way of understanding of what a person is actually like is how they behave when they think no one else is looking. A bit like leaving pee on the seat in a public toilet. Accidents can happen, but clean up after yourself FFS. If you sprinkle while you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat. Personal space. Especially if the person is a national of my country. Like, my friend, you do not need to stand so close to me, I can literally feel the radiant heat from your body contrasting with the air temperature. We live in Canada. I assure you, we have enough room for you to give me some space. And then when you take a huge big noticeable step to hopefully hint to them that they're invading your space, but instead they move along with you, pushing right up on you some more. Look of triumph. If I can taste your breath, you need to back up. And I swear these hoverers always have the worst bow and unbrushed teeth. Well, it's not unwritten, it's actually a law, but I'm personally so sick of seeing everyone's nasty filthy trash lying everywhere. All over the roads, floating down creeks and rivers, all over parking lots. There's a special place in hell for the people who change their kids' nasty diapers and throw them on the ground. It's not even just people tossing it on street, least for me. Yeah, they're bad too, but it's the damn trash trucks that spew so much random crap out of them by me. Every trash day I have to spend a few minutes in my front yard just picking up windblown trash from the truck before bringing my bins in. I live in a very rural area, it's so beautiful in the spring and summer driving down the back roads. Nothing ruins it faster than having to look at an old crib mattress, tied up Dollar General bags full of car trash, Mountain Dew bottles and fast food bags scattered amongst the lush greenery. The zipper move during mergers. Zipper people, zipper. It's faster, more efficient. You edging your way in to be number one is slowing us all down. The worst is when everyone decides to file into a single lane 2 miles up the road from the actual merge point where one lane ends. I've seen some idiots waiting in these lines slide over and block the open lane so no one cuts ahead and merges at the actual merge point. Like, thanks man, now we've backed up traffic for X as much as far as we need and people are merging randomly wherever they can instead of where the damn lane ends. I've definitely ranted about this before, but not putting dogs on a leash in public. Unless it's your property or an off-leash dog park, your dog needs a leash. It's the law in most places. I've been bum-rushed by poorly trained dogs too many times and it's gotten worse after COVID. I'm starting to publicly shame these selfish dog owners. Not every stranger wants to be subjected to your dogs running up on them. It's okay, he's friendly. Well, I'm not. And my dog is not friendly. She is going to bite your dog's face, and then somehow I'm the asshole. Right, if the dog runs up on your dog is at a disadvantage because they're leashed. So the responsible owner loses either way. I'm really sick of poorly trained dogs, bringing your dog everywhere in general. Like, no, your dog doesn't want to be in this crowded bar at 10 p.m. And you're using it as a prop. If you actually cared about your dog, you'd want it safe and not stressed. There are appropriate times and places for them to socialize and play. But bringing a toy-sized dog into a busy venue full of lots, loud music and drunk people ain't it. It's not about how well behaved your dog is, it's about how terrible of a dog owner you are. And I love dogs. If unleashed dogs come near me, I grab their collars and hold them until the person responsible explains to me why I should bring the dog to animal control. People will freak the fuck out, but it seems to get the point across. It's dangerous for your dog and everyone else to have them unleashed in most places. That's something I daydream about doing, but that's super dangerous and I wouldn't do that IRL. I'm not touching some random dog. If they're poorly trained, there's a good chance they'll bite. Retail worker here. Here is a small list of things that bug me daily. Refusing to acknowledge store employees. When you come in, we say hi or welcome. At least give us a head nod. And when you are checking out and we ask if there is anything else, just say no. Don't just keep ignoring us. Get off your phone, or worse, video chat at the register. We don't want to see your family member partially undressed when you lay the phone down on the register. Move to one side when somebody is coming the opposite way down the aisle. And pull your cart over to the side when you are leaving it. Don't walk in the dead center of the aisle, and stop leaving your shopping cart blocking the end of the aisle. Put frozen product back if you decide against it. Do not hide it behind the chips because you don't want to walk back there. Keep your kids under control. The shelves are not for climbing, and the sales floor is not a race course. Boob money and sock money are gross, especially in the summer. Stop it. Just because you see me working product down an aisle, you do not have to come over to see what I'm putting up. I swear, it is like a curious cat. Oh, wonder if he is putting up something new. I am going to squeeze in front of him, to look at it. And then not even buy anything on that whole aisle. It happens all the time. If you need something on the aisle, that is fine. It is the ones who don't get anything even in that section of the store. There are more, but I'm finished with lunch. As someone who has worked retail for years, you forgot to add, if you see a worker facing or working in the area you want to go, say excuse me. Don't just reach in and around them loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying. Oh, gosh, I forgot about boob money. I shudder at the thought of hot and humid North Carolina boob money. And the customers always gave me a nasty look when they see me visibly disgusted by their boob money. Like, fuck you, lady. That's what your knockoff Coach purse is for, to hold your money and not your sweaty bra. Expecting you to move when you're on the correct side of the aisle. Not expressing gratitude after someone helps you. It's rude. I hate when people just walk through a door I am holding open for them without any sort of acknowledgement. Thank you, is very much appreciated, but at the very least acknowledge my existence. Tell me to fuck off, but don't just completely disregard me. Blocking the entire aisle in grocery store. If you are gonna stop to look for shit, pull the cart aside. People wandering up the Costco aisle at half a mile per hour while 3 abreast. Parking between the lines. My elderly mother is in hospital and about to go into surgery. I raced to get there before she went in and missed it because every single, open, parking space had a car on each side over the line, essentially making the open space unusable. Just park between the lines, people. Only acceptable if there's snow and you can't see the lines, and even then, you can usually get a good idea where they are. My fucking gods, there's this infuriating woman who does this every time I visit one of my docks. She's very deliberately putting the parking line in the middle of her car when she backs into a spot, taking up 2 places. The utterly unmitigated entitlement. I have a very small older vehicle. I love to slide right in next to these types. Not using your turn signal when lane changing. Similar to that, only using your signal when starting into the turn. My wife used to do that. Often she would be wanting to change lanes and be upset that no one was letting her in. I would have to remind her that the turn signal is used to let everyone else know your intentions. It rarely is a problem anymore. This rule is actually written, but your point is well taken. Do not fucking touch me or my wheelchair. I don't care if you think you're helping. Suddenly being pushed in some random direction, almost never where I want to go, is not helpful, and depending on the person and the wheelchair, can be painful. I am the same way. When someone touches me, I can feel their touch for an hour after they are no longer touching me. It does not hurt, but I hate it.